Ryan, you were the first player in WNBA history with at least six made threes and six blocks in a game. It just seemed like you were extra locked in today. Can you just kind of speak about your performance a bit?
Um, I don't know if I was extra locked in, but I was due for a good game. Um, my teammates found me for open shots, and I was just able to knock them down. As far as the blocks, that's just being able to make the right play on defense and going to get it.
This question is actually for both of you. Under Coach Smesko, you both have had fantastic seasons. So I wanted to ask you, what's something that you've learned from him that either makes you look at your game differently or how you play?
I mean, he just lets us hoop for real. I mean, we're really able to do not whatever we want, but just, we play freely. He has confidence in us. He has trust in us, and we just go out there and play our hardest. And um, yeah.
Right, playoffs clinched tonight. Big time thing for Atlanta. What are your thoughts going to the rest of the season and knowing that you clinched the playoff game going tonight was the night?
We got to finish out. Yeah, we clinched, but that doesn't mean our spot can't change. Like we don't clinch the spot, you clinch a place in the playoffs, and we have to take care of business, finish it out, and make sure that we're trying to have the best outcome possible to make sure that we're doing everything that we need to be doing.
Te-Hina, after last game, you were out shooting after the game. I guess your mindset in just coming out and having a good game tonight.
It's all about preparation. I feel like I wasn't really prepared going into that game, and I had a lot of open looks. I, unfortunately didn't, knock them down. But it's all about new game, new opportunity, new day. Today was a new game, and they was going in for me. So hopefully I can keep that rolling.
And pal, this one's for you too. Before the game, saw you switched up from the Kobe to the KD Nerfs, and I was like, okay, she's locked in today. You missed that last three, and that would have given you a new career high.
Oh my
How
gosh.
much are you pushing to get over that 16 point hump?
I'm not necessarily trying to, you know, get a new career high. Just trying to do my job, which is make shots and be open for my teammates and do what I can to help win the game. But hopefully I can get over that 16 point mark soon.
To either one of you, what do you think Coach would say? Would he be more impressed with the 100 points, which is a career for the season, or the 10 blocks, which is a career for the season?
He would say that we can do better. We can always learn, and we showed that we can fight and that we do really well on the defensive end, and that we just gotta, do that consistently.
Right, this question is for you. I actually think that you're a very elite defender, and I wanted to ask you, like, what's something that you like pride yourself on the defensive side of the ball?
I mean, you just want to win your matchup. Like, you don't want to be somebody that gets attacked every night. And, obviously guarding the best player, they're gonna put you on ball screens, but you don't want the other team to be like, yeah, just go at her. And you want to win your matchup. If I score 20 and my matchup scores 22, we lose by two. So
Paul, from being the steal of the draft at 18, what have you learned this year, and what does it feel like to be a part of a team that clinches a playoff?
I'm blessed that they were able to draft me. I love Atlanta. I love the organization. I love my teammates. You know, um, there's just so much love and support from the teammates, from the fans, from everybody in the organization, and um, I'm sorry. I'm just really blessed to be here, and yeah, I'm just blessed, man. I don't know what else to say, and that you got vets like Rye and Leash and the rest of them just always saying, don't dim your light for anybody, and for them to share their wisdom because they've been in it for a while. But I listen, I pay attention, and just take one day at a time.
Obviously, we had a really good fourth quarter. I give Dallas a lot of credit. They're battling a lot of injuries and adding people at the last minute, and they came out and they competed. They took care of the ball. They got good shots. I thought they really made things difficult on us. Uh, at the same time, it's good for us. It made us have to play a fourth quarter and execute. And I thought in the fourth quarter, we really did a great job getting good shots, and our defense was much better in the fourth quarter. So a lot of encouraging signs there.
Coach, I know we're gonna get coach speak, but you checked one box today, which was clinching the playoffs and getting ready for that next level. What are your thoughts about that, and how are you feeling right now, knowing that you was able to get that done, that box check?
Well, we had kind of bigger goals in the playoffs from the beginning, but you can't reach those goals unless you make the playoffs. So it's a step in the right direction. Obviously, we'd like to be in the best position at the end of the regular season in terms of hosting as much as we can. Uh, and there's a whole bunch of teams super tight. So this was an important game for us, and I'm glad we were able to have the fourth quarter we did.
Coach, you talk often about getting into your offense, having that spacing, finding your first, second, third read. 32 assists on 38 made field goals tonight. It seemed like the offense was really, really clicking.
Yeah, in the first half, we were pushing the ball a lot better. We had a better pace to us, and I was saying that every time out. I really like our pace. I really like our pace. We didn't start off shooting the ball really well in the beginning of the first quarter, to the first media. Uh, but if you start doing the right things, eventually things will work out, and or at least you hope they will. And we shot the ball really well today for the rest of the game, and Rye had an outstanding game. Leash and Leash had an outstanding game, but for Rye, uh, Liam just told me that 6 blocks and 6 made threes. It's the first time it's ever been done, or something like that. Whenever you do something, it's the first time in WNBA history. That's pretty special. So she had just an outstanding game, and it was great to see.
Anytime we talk to Pao at practice, she always just says the focus on her defense. That's how she's going to stay on the court. Whenever you're going up against a team like Dallas that has a player like Paige, obviously you put leash on her, Rye on her a little bit, but you really came out of the gate with Pao on her. Was that just kind of a testament to how hard she's worked throughout the season?
Not really, but she has worked hard, and she has gotten better. Sometimes, like, we didn't have Powell on her on after a dead ball. A lot of those were, Paige would be on her, and in transition, you got to make sure everybody gets matched up. And a lot of times, the easiest matchup was for Powell to guard Paige, and I thought she did well on her, and was up to the challenge. Paige is outstanding. Getting to her spots. And then also she's just an outstanding cutter and very smart. So she's really, really tough to guard. And I think all of our players who took turns did a really good job, at least making it difficult for her to get the shot she wanted.
Coach, I wanted to ask about Bree Jones. I know that Rye had a big game, Leash had a really good game, and several other players, but I felt like Bree made some really critical baskets down the stretch, as well as she's continued her block party that she's been having the last several games. So I guess just talk to me about what you've seen from her growth this season.
Well, I think Bree is outstanding. And I think you're exactly right. Like in the first half, when I thought it was BG giving us a lot of baskets inside the first half, giving us, or moving it to open shots. So BG gave us a big lift when it was the first half, and then in the fourth quarter, it was kind of Bree to kind of put things away, like big baskets right at the rim, just super physical, get in position, just not going to be denied. Uh, they're both excellent post players. Uh, to talk about Bree, like, she's taking it to another level on the defensive end. She's improved a lot since the beginning of the season. Uh, I think this is the best season that she's had in the league. She's just been outstanding. I think she's one of the best 10 players in the league. I think she's that good. And, you know, she's come up big for us so many times. Like when things are really, struggling and we need a basket, we try to get her a touch.
Coach, with a season high 100 points, a season high 10 blocks, Paopao said that you would still have something for them to work on. Is that true? And if so, what is it?
Well, I didn't. I thought Dallas played really well, and I didn't think our defense was outstanding the first 3 quarters. Like I thought offensively we were getting the shots we wanted, but this was a close game because we gave up too many layups, and then uh, you kind of overcorrect, meaning all of a sudden we're in the gaps, and then we're over helping. Like the ball didn't need help, and then they're kicking it out for threes. So I thought defensively we made a lot of mistakes, really too many mistakes. Uh, and kind of uncharacteristic of how we've played defense since the All Star break. Uh, so Powell was absolutely right. There was definitely things to work on. We can't give up as many layups as we did, uh, and it'll be something that we look at now. There's two parts to that. Like we made mistakes defensively, but sometimes you get away with them. Dallas didn't let us get away with it. Like if we had a bad closeout, they drove by us and got into space. If we overhelped in a gap, they were willing to pass it. They shared the ball really well. That's why I mean I give them a lot of credit for how they played today. I thought it was pretty remarkable considering the situation.
Coach, you talked about this a couple of weeks ago or a week ago or so about BG being in the starting lineup of her coming off the bench. Being able to have her come off the bench and give you 11 points and to give you a different element coming off the bench. What are your thoughts about that still being there, or is it still you're gonna let the season progress to determine if she's gonna be coming off the bench or she's gonna be in the starting lineup? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, everything's always fluid. We're going to do whatever we think is going to give us the best opportunity to win. Uh, I thought BG was outstanding today and had great energy, was very physical inside, working to get it. She's one of the all-time greatest players in history of the WNBA. And for her to be willing to come off the bench and contribute in this way, I think she knows it's because we're trying to make a championship push. Uh, and she knows she's a big part of that, and she knows what she can do coming in these situations. So, you know, I would hate to be the other five on the other team, and like you're got 4 minutes of having a bang with Bree, and then all of a sudden somebody subs in, and the sub is BG. That's I would hate to be that person. Uh, so, you know, this is we've got a really good team. Hopefully, uh, we prove it at the right time.
Coach, of course, you clinched the playoff berth tonight. Of course, the season's not over, but what is the next? What's next for you for the rest of the season?
Uh, Connecticut, right? Yeah, we. I think everybody wants to be playing their best and being healthy. At the right time. We still are hoping to get JC back sometime soon, and we know. I mean, she was playing at all-star level before she got hurt, so getting her back and you know back in the flow of things before the playoffs would be really helpful. So we're hopeful for something like that. And then, we're going to have to be real deliberate on 2 or 3 areas that we think will have the most impact in the postseason and see how much we can improve in those areas before the postseason starts. But when the standings are this tight, if you're going to go for home court advantage, it means like every game is crucial.
We're going to one on Zoom. Go ahead, Wilton.
Coach, congrats on the win. My question is, I know obviously the dream we're gonna get into the playoffs. It was just a matter of when you guys would clinch. But can you slightly breathe a little easier knowing that you're in the playoffs now? Obviously things to still work toward in terms of positioning and seeding, but can you breathe a little bit easier now knowing that that part is done?
Uh, Not really. If you have high goals, you're not going to be breathing easy at any point. Like the stakes just get higher and higher and higher, and you have to be prepared for that. So there is no time to, hey, great, we're in the playoffs. Well, we had expectations of being in the playoffs. We have higher expectations than that. We have the possibility to do it. So there is no letting your mind wander or anything like that. It's what do we have to do? How can we get it done? What's possible at this point? How can we make the most out of the time we have together before the playoffs start? Uh, so, I think it's hopefully they enjoy the win and they have a good night's sleep, but it's being locked in on being the best team we can possibly be.
Thank you for your time, everyone.